A few weeks ago, I said GRC practitioners need to become engineers, and I got quite a bit of pushback. So I went and pulled receipts, and what I found doesn't just support the argument, it makes it more urgent than I originally thought. Because AI isn't coming for GRC, it's already here, already doing specific parts of the job, and at scale, no human can match. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Here's the honest version of the conversation nobody in GRC is having right now. AI is doing two things to this field at the same time, and most people are only talking about one of them. The one everyone's talking about is AI is replacing the manual checkbox, copy and paste version of this job. That part is real. We don't need to debate that. The one nobody's talking about is AI is creating a brand new role, GRC engineer, and companies are already hiring for it right now with real salaries and real job descriptions, and that tell you exactly what they want. That's what this video is about. Both sides of what's happening, the door that's closing and the door that's opening. I want to start with the tool side because this is where most GRC teams are seeing AI first, and most practitioners don't fully understand how much it's already automated. For specific GRC tasks in production right now at thousands of organizations, control mapping, compliance automation platforms are cross mapping controls across SOC 2, ISO 27001, HIPAA, and PCI DSS simultaneously in real time. And a new framework like ISO 42001 and the platform runs a full gap analysis against your existing controls and outputs remediation tasks in seconds. What used to take months of spreadsheet work happens automatically. And here's the thing about AI scale it doesn't take months to learn a new framework, it doesn't need to be trained again from scratch. You add the framework and it maps instantly across everything you already have. These platforms pull evidence daily from hundreds of integrations, your cloud infrastructure, your identity provider, code repositories, HR systems. Continuous automated tests run in the background around the clock. When audit season comes, the auditor logs directly into a portal and pulls what they need. A human team doing this manually is running at human speed. The AI is running continuously every single day across every system simultaneously. That's not a productivity gain. That's a different category of operation entirely. Policy drafts and drift detection. Generative AI drafts customized policy frameworks mapped directly to technical controls in minutes. And autonomous agents then monitor whether those policies drift from the technical reality. When they do a remediation ticket, it automatically routes to the engineering team. No GRC team member involved. The system monitors itself. Regulatory change monitoring. AI tools scan global regulatory updates and automatically map changes to the affected controls and policies. The regulation changes, and so does your dashboard. Nobody has to read a newsletter. Those four tasks are not future possibilities. They are in production right now. And the reason this matters isn't just that they're automated, it's that they're automated at a scale a human team physically cannot replicate. AI doesn't get tired, it doesn't miss a change because it was in back to back meetings, it doesn't fall behind because of headcount. If your day to day still looks like any of those four things done manually, That's the context you need right now. Now, here's where things get interesting because there's a second track happening alongside the tool track. Most people aren't seeing it. Some companies aren't buying a tool, they're building the function from scratch in house in code. I pulled two job postings, both live and both active right now. The first one is this Life360 role for a senior GRC engineer. We can see here that word for word, they're saying codability that ships Python or equivalent. You can call APIs, build integrations, schedule jobs, and deploy a working pipeline without help. Show us something you built. That line right there, show us something you built, that's not a compliance job description. That is an automation job description with GRC in the title. Okay, now let's take a look at Anthropic staff plus software engineer GRC platform role. They're hiring a software engineer specifically to build the platform behind GRC, building the pipelines, integrations, and services that bring compliance data together and turn it into automated checks in real time dashboards. Proficiency in Python or Go, cloud platforms, infrastructure as code. Those are the things that this role is looking for. Okay, and let's hop over to this next role from Anthropic, which is a staff plus security engineer, risk engineer role. And this role, pay attention to what they're saying. They said, we are rebuilding risk management to operate as an engineering function. The conventional GRC playbook was not built for this. They said it in a job posting publicly. So, track one is companies buying tools and hiring GRC engineers to configure, run, integrate, and build on top. Track two is companies skipping the tools entirely and building the compliance infrastructure from scratch in code with engineers who understand risk. Two different paths, both of them treating GRC as an engineering discipline at a pace that requires an engineering response. You can't govern something moving that fast with a manual process. Now, here's the part that actually matters for your career. There are 5 things AI cannot do in GRC. These aren't soft skills, they're skills showing up in every high paying role right now. Defining risk tolerance. An algorithm can calculate the probability of a threat. It cannot decide how much risk your organization should accept to hit its revenue goals. Risk appetite is a value based judgment that requires business context AI doesn't have. That's yours. Telling the difference between looking compliant and being secure. Compliance automation is designed to satisfy rules and pass tests. It can be fooled by configurations that look compliant while leaving real vulnerabilities open. A human has to look at a passing test and ask whether the company is actually secure or just technically ticking a box. That judgment is yours. Building governance relationships. No AI agent is walking into a room and convincing an executive to fund a security program. Nobody is negotiating control ownership with a frustrated business unit leader on a video call with a bot. The governance in GRC is built on human trust, political influence, and communication. That's yours. Explaining a risk score to leadership. A predicted risk score without context is noise. A high risk score without explanation creates panic. A low score without validation creates false comfort. Translating a quantitative output into a defensible narrative that a board can actually use, that's yours. Judgment in the gray area. Regulations are written with deliberate ambiguity. AI lacks the situational awareness to interpret nuanced legal, ethics, and operational factors. The gray area calls are yours also. I went down this rabbit hole just by looking at job postings. What I came out with it is a picture where this field is going. Not in 5 years, right now. Live postings, real companies, real requirements. The tools are doing the playing. Control mapping, evidence collection, policy drift, regulatory monitoring, and all automated. Running in the background at scale, faster than any team. The 5 things AI cannot do: risk tolerance, telling the difference between looking compliant and actually being secure, governance relationships, explaining risks to leadership, gray area judgment. Those are the conductor's jobs, and the job that is not going away. It's getting more valuable because someone has to sit above the system and make the calls the system cannot. But here's what the job postings are telling you: the practitioners who are going to be most valuable aren't just the ones who do those 5 things well. They're the ones who understand the engineering layer underneath, who can look at a pipeline and know what it's doing, who can build on top of a tool or build the tool themselves when they need to. The door isn't closing on GRC. It's just changing shape. It's faster now. I went looking, and this is what I found. If you're in GRC right now and you want to know which side of this split your skills sit on, I'm going to be documenting the whole process on this channel. What I'm learning, what the market says is worth building toward, and what's actually showing up in job descriptions. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and drop a comment. Which of the 5 things that AI can't do are you spending the most time building right now? Because that answer will tell you exactly where you are in this shift.